So the F4E Phantom 2, this plane has been in War Thunder for quite a while now, but if you haven't flown it yet, you're either not a G or you just don't like American Phantoms. It's one of those jets that is solid across the board. You've got decent speed, you have decent armament, and you have decent flexibility in most situations. However, there is a reason why some players decide to swear by it while others avoid it entirely. Today I'm going to break it down for you, the good, the bad, and whether it still holds up in the current meta. So first of all, this sets at a battle rating of 11.3. A couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, Gaijin decided to do good battle rating changes, and a lot of 11.7 and 12.0 jets came down to 11.3. So that means that they face 10.3s now, 10.7s, and they're a lot more viable than they were before, facing F16As, MLDs, etc. So also, this is one of the first Phantoms to come with an internal 20 mil Vulcan, which means it's much more practical in a dogfight compared to earlier models like the F4C Phantom. You're no longer just gonna spam aim 7s or aim 9s, you have a decent reliable backup as your gun people. Performance wise, I'm sure you guys know the F4E is a decent performance, has decent performance all around, top speed of Mach 2 at altitude, which does put it in line with most other aircraft. The only aircraft you want to watch out for in terms of speed and acceleration are other Phantoms, Kafirs, MiG-21s, and maybe MiG-23s. It's not the fastest jet out there, but you have decent power to compete. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. Now in terms of the current meta, the F4E sits in a pretty good spot thanks to the BR changes. The AIM-7E2s are good enough. They're decent in close range to get the job done, especially if you're going to be patient with your radar locks. The AIM-9Js on the other hand are... Alright, the 9Js on the other hand are decent, but they're not game changing. You have to make sure that you're firing them at the right angles because they have a pretty trash G-pull. You can't really clown people with them. And the range got nerfed quite a bit as well in the last 2 years. Gaijin did an update which affects all missiles that don't have a long burn time, and that means that the range got cut in half. And this happened about a year ago or more if I can remember properly. So what that means is you need to engage the enemy below 2 km from the rear aspect, and considering the G-pull of the 9J, you have to be very careful with how you fire the thing. It does not pull that many Gs, it only pulls 20 Gs, which is fine in most situations. However, for close range dogfighting, you're gonna prefer a little more, such as 30 Gs found in the R16. Let me talk about the biggest strength of the Phantom. It is not good at one thing. It is a master of none, but it can do all of them. It can handle almost any situation. You gotta take out an F104 going 10,000 meters in the air, no problem. You have AIM-7Es and you can climb to that altitude quite perfectly. Want to dogfight a MiG-21, you can do it, but you have to be very careful of your energy status and you try to rate fight them. Looking to rack up ground RB kills, you can do that as well. It gets the AGM-65Bs, which are they're very good at 11.3. However, considering ground has basically no BR decompression, you're better off going with an F-16C or an F-15. Of course, the Phantom is not perfect. I think the biggest issue with... you don't see anything here. I totally hit that shot. I got him in my first 10 rounds. You didn't see anything, okay? The biggest issue with the F4E is the weight. This thing is quite heavy and you feel it in every turn. You're not going to out-turn something like a MiG-21 or an F5E. So you have to be very careful with how you dogfight people. Don't dogfight F5s, don't dogfight F8s, don't dogfight MiG-21s if possible. Especially not MiG-21 bases, don't dogfight MLDs, and do not dogfight Kafirs. If you're gonna have to dogfight, try to go for the energy advantage, try to stack on them or try to rate fight them. Okay, one thing I gotta talk about the F4E is that due to the agile eagle flaps, it does not have good sustained turn rate compared to an F4J on the naval side. So what that means is you're gonna have decent instantaneous turn rate, but you're not gonna have good sustained turn rate compared to other Phantoms without the slats. So what that means is you have to try and force one circle fighting with landing flaps, and that helps you quite a bit. So focus on maintaining your speed and altitude. This jet will play amazing once you're dictating the terms of the fight. I think another downside about the F4 is the radar. While it's usable, it is not as reliable as the other radars on newer jets. It does not have pulse Doppler. You'll sometimes lose locks at critical moments, and that can be quite frustrating. Like as you can see right now in front of me, I lost lock, but somehow, never mind, it does not make it. I thought the M7 would hit. But yes, as you can see, I'm having a really hard time acquiring the F4S because I do not have a pulse Doppler radar. So what that means is it can be very frustrating, especially in BVR engagements. And finally, you've got the trusty M61. I think the M61 is the best cannon that you can have at any battle rating. It is much better than any other cannon that I've tried. It is better than the DEFAs. It is better than the DSH-23 by a long shot. And it is better than the NR, whatever, the NR30s, I think, on the MiG-19. I think this is the best cannon that you can have at any battle rating. So, in conclusion, is the F4E worth flying in 2024? Absolutely. It is not a plane that's going to carry every match, but if you know what you're doing, it is one of the most rewarding jets to fly. The mix of BVR capability, decent dogfighting potential, and ground attack options make it a good solid option for air RB and ground RB. That said, it is not a jet for beginners. If you're just getting into top tier jets, you might find the F4E a bit unforgiving at first. But if you're willing to put in time to learn strength and weaknesses, it's one of the most reliable jets you can take into battle. But anyways, that's all for today. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe for more War Thunder content. Let me know in the comments what jet you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next film. Thanks for watching.